welcome to the court of the Edijester. How are we, everybody? What have I got for you today? Well, Daily Fail, at it again. Let's have a look and see what the Daily Fail's got to say about what's going on in the world. And we have here an exclusive from them. Texas clinic dubbed Frankenstein's Lab performs hundreds of experimental surgeries each year. And it's then got a picture of a doctor sitting over a patient that's obviously been butchered, grinning at them. A gender clinic in Texas dubbed Frankenstein's Lab has performed hundreds of unconventional genital surgeries. What does that mean? That many experts describe as dangerous. These ghouls. The Crane Center for Transgender Surgery in Austin bills itself as a world leader in operations for non-binary people. Non-binary people, for the love of God. I said a long time ago, and you'll find in my videos embedded back in the misty pasts, right? Non-binary is the most dangerous of them all because it's nullification surgery. You know what that means? So the surgeries include giving patients a penis and a vagina. Well, it doesn't do either of those things. What it does is it meshes with the existing genitalia, so it's non-functional, and then it tries to make a second genitalia, which is non-functional. So in essence, what they're doing is playing Mr. Potato Head with the bodies of people. Or they'll completely remove their sex organs, essentially Barbie dolling your genitals, as one critic put it. The centre's director, Dr. Curtis Crane, has previously bragged he couldn't think of a surgical request that I haven't been able to fulfill. Prices for the procedures range from 10 grand to 70 grand, depending on the complexity. LGBTQ, look up at Q groups say the operations benefit patients' mental health, while opponents say it shows how far off the rails gender-affirming treatment has gone. I'm not well, I'm depressed. That's okay. We're going to remove your big toe. The centre of your depression is your big toe. God, thank goodness, Doc. We're sorry that didn't work. We're going to try the other big toe. Is there any world in which a mental health condition is treated with surgery? Go away. Stop it. Okay. And then there he is, draped in the flag, looking like a twat. Jay Richards, a fellow at the Heritage Foundation. The Heritage Foundation is a right-wing Christian group, okay? A conservative think tank, as they've called it here, told the Daily Mail it's tempting to compare clinics engaged in these ghoulish procedures to Frankenstein's lab, but that would be uncharitable to Dr. Frankenstein. He added, non-binary and nullification surgeries reveal the sheer madness of gender ideology. It started with surgeries to make males look like females and vice versa, but it doesn't end there because the ideology's definition of gender identity is completely untethered from our sexed bodies. It reduces the human person to a mere internal sense of gender, which has no limiting principle and so can mean anything. Expert describes the newer non-binary procedures as experimental because there is limited research on how the long-term outcomes, and there is no consensus for the surgical techniques used. While this is not the only clinic that performs these surgeries in the US, Dr. Crane said his practice, which also has locations in San Francisco and Boulder, Colorado, is a leader in the field. A leader in what? Mutilating people. This all needs banning. Sorry. Absolutely all needs banning. However, the surgeon said his clinic had been on the receiving end of at least 8 lawsuits from 2017 to 2019 in California. While all of the suits have been dismissed, former patients allege the doctor and his team performed incorrect and unnecessary surgeries, ignored suspected infections and surgical complications that caused debilitating pain and hospitalization, and lied about the success and complication rates. You'd think this would be like, this is one step up from the group of men that got together and thought, wouldn't it be kinky if we castrated each other? That's what it is. It's an absolute travesty. It's an absolute travesty. We've got cash review coming up. There'll be no condemnation in that, will there? It'll all be, well, here's how we treat children with gender problems. Children, there's no such thing. No such thing. I honestly believe, at the moment, and I hope I'm wrong, because Cass is an extraordinary woman, but I honestly believe that she will have had a terrible time of it, that she'll have been browbeaten. I do really think that's what will have happened. That there'll be a bunch of activists, and there's a bloke behind this somewhere. There always is. Right? There's a bloke behind this somewhere. And that what we'll end up with is a fudge. And then we're going to have to really up our game. Because otherwise they are going to continue to castrate and hurt gay and lesbian people and autistic people, people with ADHD and looked after kids. And everybody we know ends up on this dreadful Trans Express to Frankenstein's lab. let's hope it ends soon. I'll see you later.